Welcome back to the Obsessed Marketer podcast.
Welcome. I'm Joel.
And I'm Holland Berkey.
And I'm Andrew.
And there's Andrew over in the corner.
Hi.
I love this setup. I love having Andrew over there.
I like
it's
seeing
so cute.
him and being able to talk to him.
Yeah, and
Can't you see the back of my head?
I can't even really see him.
It's
kind of
more fun.
But
Yeah.
I can sense his presence, which is nice.
All right, so we're here in November.
Yes.
We had some great episodes this month.
Happy early Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is in a couple
Happy
days.
Thanksgiving, guys.
Year went very fast. This is all weird.
Always
Actually, by the
does.
time this airs, Thanksgiving would have already happened.
Oh, well, I hope you guys really enjoyed your
I hope
Thanksgiving.
you had a good one. Mhm.
I'm looking forward to mine, and I probably enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Let's hope. Anyway, so let's quickly talk about some of the
Sure.
awesome episodes that we
Yeah.
had in November.
Okay, well, there was the 01 Vintage, the
Yeah,
small business
Spotlight.
spotlight. That was very cool. You just talked about how he started off on Instagram to all the way to a storefront. And how
Yeah.
that was his dream for
Reselling clothes,
years.
yeah.
And then he was actually able to accomplish it. That was so cool.
You can just tell he's so passionate about what he does too. So,
Yeah.
and that's just key.
There was an update. So, Megan, who was doing the interview with us, she mentioned during the podcast to have the Wisconsin herd or the Bucks come into the store or something like that. Actually, she got that prediction right because one of the players from the Wisconsin herd, the next week after the episode aired, came and visited his store and put it on his social media.
So what I'm hearing here is that Megan is clairvoyant.
Yeah,
She could
She's
predict the
psychic.
future.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was
That's
very
really
cool. Very
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, go check out that episode, by the way, because that was a great interview.
Yeah.
And check out the store too.
Oh yeah.
If you're in
It's so
Oshkosh.
cool.
Yeah.
He's really good at cultivating a vibe, if that makes sense. When
Yeah.
you walk in there, it's just from the clothes to the decorations
Yeah,
to
that-
how he markets. It's great.
That whole TV setup
so
was
young.
so cool. Yeah.
Inspiring. Super cool. Another episode we talked to Katie Armiteski, who's an audiologist.
Right.
So we kind of talked about healthcare marketing, which is a little bit different. And I remember from that episode, she was just like, introduce yourself. Get out on Facebook and introduce yourself if you're like a doctor or something like
Right.
that, which I think was super cool.
Just be more personable
Yeah,
and
'cause
not
people
as
are afraid of doctors
scary.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, oh, they're cold.
Someone who, and also
They're
someone who's
cold and
so much
scary.
smarter than me. And I'm like, what? Get away.
Yeah. So she had a lot of great, she talked a lot about social media marketing
Okay.
for the healthcare field.
Yeah.
So if that's a field you're in or want to learn more about that, definitely check out that episode. And then the last one was we talked about Amazon and e-commerce with Sabir. And I think Andrew
Yes.
did that interview, right, Andrew?
Yeah, it was very insightful too, especially because you don't know sometimes whether or not Amazon is a good place for you to start selling your products.
Yeah.
If I was starting an online business, I wouldn't even know where to start, right? Do I do Shopify, Amazon? So we kind of answer that question a little bit, and he kind of provides some insight in that episode. So very
Cool.
very good information.
All right. So
Very
those
cool.
are all the episodes we had this month.
Okay.
Now we get to end on the fun news stories.
Woo!
Woohoo! First story for today. We all know product placement, right?
I am familiar with them. I've seen them in sitcoms,
Yeah.
all our TV growing up.
Somebody
yeah.
eating a bowl of Kellogg's,
Yeah.
product placement. Somebody drinking a Coca-Cola with the label turned out. Well, product placement might be moving into a weird territory.
Okay, go on.
Podcasts.
Like what we're doing
Like
right
what
now.
we're doing right now.
Wait.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
when I saw this story, it makes sense that it's moving that way, but also how does that work? It's so weird.
Yeah. Okay. Go
Okay,
on. Go on.
so there is a podcast company called Q Codes, and it's run by Rami Malek, Gina Rodriguez, and Demi Moore. Some pretty famous,
Celebrities.
they're
Okay.
actors. And they make fiction podcasts. So it's pretty much just a TV show without visuals. It's
So
it's
that's
shows.
that's just an audiobook.
Pretty, similar, yeah.
But then why call it something else? Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say
Joel's
it's an
such-
audiobook, Joel.
Well,
I would
it's
say
a-
Joel is,
so-
I almost said sinister. What is it?
Cynical?
Yeah, you're cynical.
So this is a story and you can only hear it?
yeah, think about a
It's
TV
like an
show,
audiobook, yes.
but you just can't see it. You're just hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's an audiobook.
Yeah.
Let the
Bad
audience
take, Joel.
decide.
Bad take.
No,
Yeah,
no.
you're
There's
wrong.
people who agree with me.
You're wrong. Okay, anyway, so Q Codes, this company is kind of starting to get into product placements and they call it in-universe brand creative.
Okay.
Same thing. It's the same thing as a product placement.
Yeah.
And they've even gotten they've already started to do this. They did it with Bud Light, Johnny Walker, and H-E-B, which is a Southern grocery store. I don't know if it's Heb or just H-E-B.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not from there. So there was an episode, or there's a show called Electric Easy, which is set in a futuristic Los Angeles, and it's primarily located in a bar. So they're like, it's just asking for an alcohol, like a
and
sponsorship.
That would seem natural.
Yeah, it's more natural. And they just have 3 episodes in the show that start off with the characters trying new Bud Light seltzers. And
I feel like if
they have raving reviews about it too. They try them, they're like, "Oh, this is so good."
I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it because I don't.
Maybe we could find the clip.
That would sound so fake to me. Like I would be like, "This is a commercial."
I've never seen anything like it. It's familiar but different. I know I've seen Bud Light Seltzer before, but this is completely original. Red dye explodes from the center of the can, drawing me in.
What is that? This ain't no regular refreshment. This is groovy. Bud Light Seltzer new retro tie-dye pack. Yeah. The music isn't the only thing loud in this place.
A seltzer. I'm not sure. But before I can say anything, she thrust the can into my hand.
Cherry limeade. Bold flavors or bust.
Well, here goes nothing. What was that? The bubbles dance over my tongue and her smile tells me everything I need to know.
Hang on, I'm gonna sip out of my Yeti tumbler.
See, I don't know how cheesy it is. It might be very
the Yeti family of products.
Stop.
I don't. It stays cool all day, even if you leave it in the sun.
Yeah. So
not sponsored by
Yeti. We wish. I love Yeti.
But that's a cool idea. I'm sorry, I'm so
So the scene with them like talking about Bud Light lasts 2 minutes. So that's a pretty long product placement to be like talking about it for Bud Light. And then later on, they do announce a more traditional ad where it's like, we're sponsored by Bud Light Seltzer Retro Tie-Dye.
Yeah.
So they do let you know like, hey, like they're not trying to be sneaky about it. And then the other one, that grocery store, H-E-B, it turned out to be super popular in this kid show that Q Codes does with Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
It's like a cow dog. It's like a cartoon thing. And there's, he sings like a little jingle about the grocery store when his mom like comes home with grocery bags from H-E-B. And apparently Q Codes saw a huge uptick in social media and like word of mouth and people talking about it. Yeah. And there was even one where this woman was like, "We're from Ohio and my kids have no idea what H-E-B is, but they will not stop singing the song." So Q Codes, they're seeing results of this. They're seeing an uptick in brand awareness and recall.
That's
and
a sonic
even like
branding.
Yes.
Bow, bow, bow.
There we go.
Is it possible, Andrew, to pull up the H-E-B jingle?
Yeah, hang on. Maybe.
Do a little jingle.
Oh, I found it. This is from 1999 to present, though, so it's still around.
It's probably, I don't know if they just added that in the show.
No, that's music. I can get down with that.
That was beeping.
Maybe. I don't think it was that, though.
Okay.
Because I think it was a branded jingle about Hank reacting to his mom coming home with grocery bags. So it's like an original jingle. It's not like their jingle.
Wait, I got it.
It's Matthew McConaughey. Maybe it does use that. Is that just it over and over again? That can't be because it's a song that kids are singing.
They're singing this. The kids.
Oh, sorry, audio listeners. Yeah, I think I just screamed into the microphone. I apologize. Stop playing it, Andrew. Oh my gosh.
That's it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's good.
Wait. Maybe I'll read this one.
Now stomp your feet and tip your hat. Hank and friends, they'll be right back. We're celebrating family with Texas love for H-E-B. H-E-B family. H-E-B family. H-E-B family.
I think that's just so funny too. Like it's such a local store, or not local, but like it's Southern. Like there's none. I've never even heard about it before I read this story. Mm-hmm. And kinda there's like kids singing it.
Yeah, I've heard enough.
Wiggly in the Midwest.
I've heard enough.
All right.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll get some product placement in this podcast.
Yeah. Who knows?
I'll email Yeti. I'll get on that.
I would love Yeti as a sponsor.
Yeah.
All right. Who's ready to talk about KFC?
I love
Kentucky
KFC.
Fried Chicken.
Of course, Joel has the food marketing.
I
always does.
Always get fast
This
food
one takes a dark turn.
restaurants.
I'm not gonna lie.
A little bit of
no.
a dark turn. It was an oopsie.
Yeah.
It was an oopsie by KFC.
A brand making an oopsie on social media.
So-
That happens all the time.
Uh-oh.
Inappropriate. Yeah.
KFC in Germany specifically sent out a text to everyone that was set up through their subscription service or whatever. And the text said, it's Memorial Day for, and excuse my pronunciation, Kristallnacht. Treat yourself with more tender cheese on your crispy chicken. Now KF cheese. And so seems pretty innocent, right? Well,
If you don't know what Crystal Knock is.
Memorial Day for Kristallnacht is the first day of the anniversary of the anti-Jewish attacks. So basically, the start of the Holocaust.
Yeah. It's known widely that it was the first day of the Holocaust. Like it kind of started it. It was
So-
like the night of broken glass or something like
yeah,
that.
mhm.
It's dark and like it's a memorial for that. And,
Memorial. It's
and
solemn.
and then
It's
KFC talking about cheese on a chicken sandwich.
Yes. So
You don't need to talk about every
Mhm.
anniversary. Brands need to rein it in.
it was
doesn't relate.
I think it was an issue with like a bat or
I think
a bot kind of synced into the calendars, and
it said that they sent out an apology text
an hour later,
like an hour later, and they explained that it was an issue with a chat bot. How's that even possible though? Because they had to like put that copy in there to send to their people.
Mhm. Someone had to review it and approve it.
How did it? Yeah, it's just, I've seen this before like many times where just an account will tweet something inappropriate and then they'll have to apologize. But
Mhm.
this is a tip for you guys. You don't always have to make a holiday post for every
Yes.
single holiday.
Uh-huh.
Focus on ones that are in your industry and relate to your product or your service or your brand or
Mhm.
your values.
And also keep holiday copy simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
So yeah,
About
that was an
KFC.
L for KFC for sure.
Yeah.
Weird. For our next story, we're going to get into Twitter.
Oh,
So we're done talking about Meta. I
Yep.
made a comment before we started recording saying, oh my gosh, we aren't talking about Meta.
We're not talking about Meta.
Finally,
We're
but now we're
free.
talking about Elon Musk and Twitter.
Don't
So
you think
we're
now
still-
that you're talking about Meta, not talking about Meta, therefore you are talking about Meta?
Oh my gosh.
right.
Mark Zuckerberg is like, he's a smart man. He knows what he's doing.
He knows how to get us to talk about
Okay,
him.
stop.
That's
I can't.
called being Meta.
That's
Oh my
that's funny.
gosh.
But yes, obviously. So I mean, pretty much everyone's heard about what's going on.
Okay.
with
So
Twitter.
Elon Musk bought Twitter, and it's just been a big dumpster fire ever since, pretty much. So advertisers have been like pulling out of Twitter
Mhm.
lately.
Yeah.
Huge companies, advertising companies like IPG, Havas, and Omnicom were quick to recommend their clients pause the ads on this platform after Musk took over. IPG said that it's an unpredictable and chaotic environment,
Right.
which it is. Because I know
Uh-huh.
just last week, 1,200 employees walked out, and that was like, I don't know what the total number is, Andrew. I don't know. Maybe you could quickly Google it, but like thousands of employees have left Twitter,
Right.
either walked out or been fired. And I know that there's like unsafe content coming through, and they can like buy verifications. People can buy verifications, which
Yeah.
has been pretty bad for
Mhm.
certain companies.
for brands.
There's
yeah.
a pharmaceutical company called Eli Lilly, and they deal with insulin, and they the stock plummeted, and people were super upset after a fake verified Eli Lilly account, like it had the blue check mark and everything, tweeted out or something saying that insulin is free. So then their
Yeah.
stock plummeted. Everybody was like freaking out, and then
That's
they had to like
crazy.
go and say it was like not a real account.
Mhm.
So this is like, it's a mess.
Yeah, people were doing it for like a bunch of brands. I can't remember any other examples, but like, yeah, people were like McDonald's and saying, "Oh, McRibs are free now," and it's like it's just crazy.
Yeah, or like tweeting inappropriate things.
Yeah.
It's just it's a mess.
Some of them are kind of funny though.
yes,
hilarious.
Yes.
As a user on Twitter, I love it. It is like the wild,
Uh-huh.
wild west out there, and it's going crazy.
Yes. So
But
I
it
think
has
it
been
was,
kind of harmful.
It was
I do-
smart.
I do have an update too. It was
Ooh.
this was reported by Fortune and it was on the New York Times, but it was reported about 1,000 to 1,200 Twitter employees had resigned from the company,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot.
and that's as of like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
I think
I
it
don't,
was-
what is Elon doing? Who knows?
There
What is
is
Twitter
a-
coming to?
I mean, that's the thing. He's kind of tweeting everything that he's been doing in a way. He's being
Yeah.
very
Transparent.
communicative and
Yeah, and
transparent
transparent.
with the people at Twitter. Like we just saw last week when this goes live, he put up a poll that basically was, should we, bring reinstate former President Donald
Yeah.
Trump's Twitter account, and 15 million people voted, and
But-
it was 51.8% yes.
So that was a poll on his Twitter account. So you had to be following him to see it, right?
I mean, if
You
people
can still see stuff that
retweeted
you're
it,
not. Yeah.
he also tweeted that 134 million people has saw the poll as well.
Okay.
That's so many people.
But
Mhm.
yeah, but in regards to the impersonation stuff, he just tweeted out, and by the time this goes live, I'm sure this is probably gonna change, but
True.
he just tweeted out today as of recording, holding off relaunch of Blue Verified until
Okay.
there is high confidence of stopping impersonation. We'll probably use different color check for organizations than individuals, is what he said.
Okay.
Mm.
So obviously he's seeing that this is a problem. They're trying to fix it. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe by the time this podcast airs, it'll be different.
Quite a few
But-
shakeups in the Twitter industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? To give him benefit of the doubt, and I'm, taking just a moderate stance on this because I don't really, care that much.
Yeah.
But, you got to give it to him for, asking the people exactly. He's doing what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
also kind of a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
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 For real.
I'm like you, Andrew, though. It's like, I'm not really involved in it.
It's just
I
Twitter.
can
Yeah.
see how it can be stressful to people, like famous people that are verified and companies that are verified. Like right now, it's
Yes.
and like people are pulling
And
out
some people who
advertisements, so
use
like
this
money's
to
getting
make
pulled out of
money,
there,
yeah.
and yeah, it's just
That's
We'll
why
see
I
what
think it was
happens in a
smart
couple
for
weeks.
those people to tell their companies to pause just for a little bit.
yeah, just kind of wait until it
Yeah.
levels out because it's so back and forth and up and down. So maybe in the December recap, we'll have an update on
Maybe.
what Twitter's
I bet
like.
we'll have something to
but-
say. Yeah.
yeah.
And if you're a business owner too, maybe you do some advertising on Twitter. Are you continue doing it at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Let
it's.
us know.
I wonder what the difference is between like large scale and like small businesses too. Like
Mhm.
because there might be some difference
how
there.
they're
But yeah,
affected.
let us know if you are advertising on Twitter and if you've seen anything interesting, noteworthy come up.
Yes. Holland and Andrew, have you guys ever heard of a zine?
Yes.
A zine,
A zine.
Yeah. Have you, Andrew?
like a magazine.
Yeah, like a small scale miniature like magazine.
Oh, okay,
basically.
They're like
yeah.
1 inch. They're like, or they can be a little bigger than that, but they're
Yeah.
tiny. Like
It's
little-
just defined as a small scale magazine.
yeah.
Probably had to make one of those in college, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think UW would like people a lot of classes.
So
make
I
those,
thought this
actually.
was cool. There's some brands that are getting into zines. Obviously, like not large manufacturing, but just making a few small ones just to give out with their products. So like Jones Soda, they have soda in grocery stores where you can like you could have your picture on it too.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
They're a cool brand, and they started doing a zine, and I just thought that was pretty cool because like zines have been around for a long time, since like the 1930s at
Yeah.
least, and it's such like a weird way because it's not highly profitable or anything, but it's a great way to get positive reactions from customers. Like they'll have because it's a fun little extra. It's like an
Yeah.
Easter egg.
And it's usually pretty visually like stimulating, and like
Mhm.
the graphic design is really like high on that. So I bet people would take photos and share on social media
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, so the consumers get like positive attention and they get memories from your brand.
Yes.
And they also feel like exclusive because not a lot of people know about it since it's so small scale.
yeah.
They kind of feel like part of the tribe almost.
hmm
That's brand loyalty.
hmm Which is really important. Like sometimes I feel like people don't want to do stuff like this. Like you said, it's not profitable,
Yeah.
but it is. It's not all about money.
hmm
I mean, yes, you want to be successful and money is a big measurement of that. But if, like you said, building that brand loyalty, and if they have like a positive
Yeah.
feeling associated with you, they are way more likely to buy
Mhm.
from you down the line.
Well,
Yeah.
if I can add something in too, it also goes to show that like the brand understands the clientele.
Yes.
Right. And that's a big part of marketing, and also like appealing to your customers is telling them, I understand you.
Yeah.
I know what you want to
I'm
hear.
in your head.
I'm in your head.
I
so,
am you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like so the listener might be listening and be like, well, like I'm a poor business. I just don't have the money to do like a fun thing right now. And we get it.
Yeah.
We get it. It takes a while to get to that point where you can start doing projects where, okay, so
Yes,
maybe
for
I'm not
sure.
going to make money on this.
But every
but-
once in a while, your
Uh-huh.
content should be more of like a nurture and give something free and valuable
Mhm.
to your customers and your audience.
So what's fun with these zines is they can be as cheap as you want it.
Yeah.
Like it gets to be bare bones cheap, but still be effective. Just like customers, they're already buying your stuff. They already want it. So just give them a little bit extra. That'll just like take the bar up just a little bit right there. Even Airbnb is doing it too. I thought that was cool.
So are they like selling it, or are they just like handing them out, or?
They are handing out with certain
Okay.
things. And I think other companies are selling it like Airbnb. They want people to hand
because
it
that's
out.
digital.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move into the last story for today.
All right.
So this is about Hootsuite, which is like a social media, like a social media like software service.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
With like scheduling software and data and analytics and all that stuff. They did their first brand campaign. They kind of rebranded and they launched a brand campaign. I think it was like 5 months, and they had a bunch of different pieces of content like videos and audio ads and stuff like that. So they're kind of rebranding as social media being like the wild.
Okay. So this was Hootsuite's first brand campaign.
Yeah, it was their first brand
so
campaign.
It was a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the video spot shows like it's a bunch of like visually like crazy stuff, like a dog wearing wild glasses and like a guy in like a crazy pool filled with like sprinkles, I think, or something. It's just like all like wacky, cool.
So they're
like,
just kind of doing like
crazy.
absurd.
Yeah, absurd.
Okay.
That's a good word for it. Like absurd.
This reminds me of a Miley Cyrus music video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I watched the video. We could probably pull it up on the screen or put it on the screen for you guys. But their tactics and their strategy behind this campaign, great.
Okay,
Great.
good.
So one of their first ads was a 30-second audio ad that was playing on music platforms like Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. And they were just granularly targeting social media managers. It was very like broad. And then that part of the campaign served as like the first point of entry and the communication to potential new customers. So it was very broad. And then they pixeled that and like they got information and data on those people, and then they started retargeting them afterwards, which is super smart. The director kind of like of this campaign says that we've primed them, we made them feel something, remember something for Hootsuite. If they get entered into our targeting and retargeting pool, then our other channels, we can kind of hit them with a more direct performance messaging. So this ad was very just broad and not a lot of information. And then they got to segment them and hit them with ads that are more targeted and specific copy and harder CTAs and stuff like that. So I think it's cool that they put so much thought into like the flow chart of how people come in through like a funnel and like through the campaign.
And all the retargeting.
Super cool. Yeah. So retargeting is huge.
Yeah.
Having a broad campaign ad like at the top and then being able to segment those people out.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Segmentation is huge.
And data from Google and from like Hootsuite, the audio ad was the second highest performing asset in the campaign, actually, just behind a video spot that they had that had a drag queen. Her name is Blair St. Clair. She's really famous. And that video had 13.5 million impressions.
Ooh.
Huge numbers. Big numbers. The videos are cool. Like I watched the whole thing. Like I got one organically on social media and I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I want to see one now. Okay. And I see
because
something.
they're just wacky. Like you said, they're absurd.
Something here about Mortal Kombat. What's that about?
Okay, yes. So another part of this
that
campaign
piques my interest.
I knew it would, you nerd.
Mortal Kombat.
So in this campaign too, they also had a Mortal Kombat Easter egg.
Oh.
So there's one of their ads that starts out with a voice singing Hootsuite in a similar tune that Mortal Kombat fans would recognize. So I did some digging because I don't know Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Like I've seen you play it and I've seen some people play it, but I don't really play those kind of games.
It's a lifestyle.
So the background is in this game, Mortal Kombat, when a player throws like a really good uppercut, a voice, like a high-pitched voice says toasty.
What?
Yeah. Like off like a third person, like a announcer is like toasty or something. I don't know. Maybe Andrew could find it and put the clip in. It's like a high-pitched voice. I don't know. But Billy Jones, who is the global brand leader at Hootsuite, he's a big Mortal Kombat fan and he grew up playing it. So he recorded himself singing Hootsuite in that like tone and sent it to the director of this campaign. And now it's the company's Sonic logo.
Here.
What?
Do you have it?
That's what it sounds like.
Do it again. That's so funny. I didn't think you would sound like that. Hootsuite. So now it's Hootsuite. So I think that's really cool that just the the head of like their global brand at Hootsuite. He's just a
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat fan, and he's saying Hootsuite in that toasty voice, and now it's their Sonic logo. But we've been talking about Sonic logos a couple times on this podcast.
They keep
And
coming back.
Hootsuite was finding some data that is proving it's working.
Oh, cool.
Speaking of Sonic brands, we're going to play another little game of Guess the Sonic Brand, everybody.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, was not prepared for this.
They're
I didn't
not
know we were going
ready,
to do a
but
game.
We're going to be okay.
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 Everybody put their thinking caps on.
All right, so here
Okay.
is your Sonic brand today.
Okay. I like it a lot.
Sounds
we
like a
go.
ringtone.
Yeah.
I like the sound of it.
So the hint I'll give you is depending on which one of these you have, you might hear this when you're out shopping.
Depending on which one of these you have, you might hear this when you're shopping.
Yes.
So what do you bring shopping? You bring your
Between a phone and a
phone
wallet.
and money, a list.
A list.
Okay. Depending on which one of these you have.
So maybe your phone's going to go off when you go next to a display or something. I don't know.
Think it too hard now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's kind of do a final guess. What do you
Okay.
think? Again, the hint is depending on which one of these you have, you might hear this when you're out shopping.
Oh, that's
I
tough.
don't know. I think maybe like, I think I just wrote on my shirt.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with a phone. I think this is
Okay, I think
this
I'm gonna
is
go with
the-
like a bank.
This is the new Google.
Maybe like a
Google
like a American Express.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're going with a
so
phone or a
wrong, I
bank.
bet.
Holland, you were the closest one with American Express. Unfortunately, it is actually MasterCard.
I'm gonna take that as a win. I'm gonna take that as a win. That's same ballpark. Just
Wait, what,
wrong
Tom?
brand.
Wait, Tom's in the office.
Tom's
What?
in the office.
They're money business. I don't know.
Our
Money
boss just
business.
walked in and said that they aren't even close.
Come on, American Express, MasterCard. So that's MasterCard?
Yes, I'll play it again.
Yeah.
Here.
I'll give her the win. Yeah.
That's the sound that they use when your MasterCard is accepted at checkout.
Cool.
And
Oh.
according to their actual website on the Sonic brand, 1 in 5 shoppers abandon the checkout process due to payment insecurity, and 78% of consumers prefer the checkout sound and animation experience when shopping through digital and in-store channels.
Yeah.
And
That
3.4
would help.
times stronger assurance around safety, trust, and acceptance with the sound and animation.
Okay.
Yes.
I wonder, I'm guessing this is just like an online checkout experience.
It's not. So if you've ever been, I've been to a couple stores that use, I don't know if it's Square or if it's another like
I was
little
gonna say,
payment
how does
terminal.
that work with the
Right.
I'll use my Apple Pay, right? And I have a MasterCard, right? And it'll play that little sound and animation when I Apple Pay.
Oh, that's cool.
If I got a little animation every
I would
time
love
I
that.
bought,
Bye. That's smart. I
if
like
you
that
give me a
on
whole
the
cartoon.
I like that on the digital aspect of it too. Like you said, some people will back out or like you don't know if it went through. Like having something that's concrete, it went through, and like audio too.
Yeah.
That helps with visually impaired people too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like I love that. And I love the sound of it.
It's pleasing.
Good for you, MasterCard.
You know, this brings me back from little Andrew days, you know, when I had my early marketing ideas. So I used to work at a grocery store called Piggly Wiggly, right?
Ooh.
And like, yeah, shop the pig.
Stop the pig.
So they have like, you know, the little payment terminals, and every time you'd go to pay with your card, it would honk at you, like it go, ha, 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 you know? I told them, I was like, why don't you change that noise to a pig oinking?
Oh,
So smart.
Because their mascot's a pig, obviously Shop the Pig.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. You know, they should have hired me then and there
It was
at 16
probably
years
just
old.
too much
I
work.
feel like we should reach back out and make sure they're doing it now.
Yeah.
Look
That's
at
a
me
good
now.
idea, though.
Sell that idea for $1 million.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, Sonic branding.
Fun. I'm proud of myself for being pretty close.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
proud of you too.
Holland gets a point.
Well done.
I get a gold star for the day.
All right, guys, let's get out of here.
All right. So that was our November recap.
Yes.
And if these stories sparked any inspiration from you and you want to reach out to us for some questions or tips, please do. You can head to viralsolutions.net. We have a chat bot in the bottom right corner that you can click on. And we also have a free 50-point marketing audit. There's a button at the top. You just click that. We look at what your business is doing good at and maybe what it needs some help in. Totally free. We are here to help. And that's it for this week. I'm Harlan Berkey.
I'm Joel Schmitz.
And I'm Andrew in the corner.
Bye. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, bye.